Okay, guys, big update. Donald Trump just announced new executive orders on IVF. See what he said here.
I think it's very important to state that incredible things are happening in our country. I think we've made more progress in 3 weeks than they've made in 4 years, especially with respect to the reputation of our country. And people are respecting us again as a country and as a powerful country, and maybe a smart country, but maybe not so smart, because when you look at some of the waste, fraud, and abuse that's being uncovered by DOJ and the people at DOJ, these are young, often young, but super brilliant people, incredible computer scientists and other things, and they're finding levels of fraud and waste and abuse like I think nobody ever thought possible. But before we do that, I just want to ask Will to come over. I've just finished signing some executive orders, and if we could start with that, Will, you might want to come up here and just explain what we did. Thank you.
Good afternoon, y'all. A short while ago, President Trump signed three items. The first is an executive order relating to the affordability and availability of in vitro fertilization and other fertility treatments. These are treatments that have become unaffordable for many Americans, or have been unaffordable for many Americans. And the executive order is a directive to the Domestic Policy Council to examine ways to make IVF and other fertility treatments more affordable for more Americans. The second item that we signed was a presidential memorandum imposing radical transparency requirements on government departments and agencies, in keeping with President Trump and the administration's broader commitment to governmental transparency. What this presidential memorandum would do is require, as waste, fraud, and abuse is uncovered, as programs are canceled, and ultimately as taxpayer dollars are saved, this presidential memorandum would require departments and agencies to make all of the details of that freely available to the public. Lastly, we have another executive order that President Trump signed relating to independent agencies. This executive order would establish important oversight functions in the Office of Management and Budget and its subsidiary office, OIRA, supervising independent agencies and many of their actions, and also reestablishes the longstanding norm that only the President or the Attorney General can speak for the United States when stating an opinion as to what the law is.
Thank you very much, Will. That was the primary purpose of this conference, to explain that they're all very important in their own way. Fertilization, I've been saying that we're going to do what we have to do, and I think the women and families, husbands, are very appreciative of it. But that was it. I do want to say while I'm up here, I've been contacted by some of the biggest companies in the world, and because of what we're doing economically and through tariffs and taxes and incentives, they want to come back into the United States. And we'll be announcing various very large companies, the biggest actually, and they'll be coming back, having to do with chips and having to do also with cars and lots of other things. We're going to be announcing some very, very big momentous decisions are being made by companies all around the world, the biggest, and they want to come back into the U.S. Car plants are being canceled in other locations now because they want to build them here. And you read about a couple, not that I want to mention names or anything, but you read about a couple of big ones in Mexico just got canceled because they're going to be building them in the United States. And that's very simply because of what we're doing with respect to taxes, tariffs, and incentives. And I think it's a very important thing. And you'll be seeing this over the next probably over the next 2 years, to be honest, but you're going to see a lot of it over the next couple of weeks, a lot of big ones.
Okay, guys, before we get started, make sure to smash that like button, that thumbs up like button. It really does help get this information out to more people, helps out with the YouTube algorithm. Guys, I really appreciate all the support. Okay, let's dive into this. President Trump just signed 3 executive orders and directives covering IVF affordability, government transparency, and independent agency oversight. He says more progress has been made in 3 weeks than in the last 4 years. Do you agree? Let me know down in the comments. Trump's new IVF executive order directs the Domestic Policy Council to explore ways to make fertility treatments more affordable. This is huge. for families that are struggling with high costs of starting a family. And what do y'all think? Is this a smart move that supports families, or should the government stay out of healthcare affordability? Let me know what you think. A new presidential memorandum will force agencies to expose waste, fraud, and abuse. As taxpayer money is saved, departments will have to publicly share those details. So again, more accountability. So could this lead to massive cuts in government spending, or will agencies find other ways to bury the details? And then Trump also signed an executive order giving the Office of Management and Budget more oversight over independent agencies. And that reaffirms that only the president or the attorney general can speak for the U.S. on legal matters. So does that strengthen executive power, or does it create too much control at the top? Let me know again what y'all think about that. Trump teased major companies pulling out of overseas operations, returning manufacturing to the United States. Big moves in automotive, semiconductor industries. He says very big, momentous decisions are happening. Do you think that this is going to boost American jobs, or will corporations still look for cheaper labor overseas? What do you think, guys, about Trump's latest executive orders? Which one's going to have the biggest impact? Drop a comment down below. And guys, if you want to support the channel, consider becoming a member to help us keep bringing up the news that, they don't want to hear. All right. Y'all take it easy, guys, and I will see you with another video very soon.